So hey guys, I got this book called Fetch, and I'm gonna tell you the first story about it. So yeah, I'm really happy I got this book. It's Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Frights #2 Fetch. So let's get straight into it. And I wrote my script for this. I have a few. These I have to do. Okay. So basically at the beginning of the story, this isn't really the beginning, but Greg and his friends go to the abandoned pizzeria, and you could probably guess what the pizzeria is. Something is like making Greg want to go there for some reason. So he heads to it with his friends. And his friend's name is Cyril. I can barely say their name. Like I could say Haiti and Cyril. I can't say my name, guys. My bad, guys. It's Haiti. I'm just gonna call her C, okay? Or him C. They're all guys. So Greg, Haiti, and C. That's the friend group. They break in to look around in the pizzeria. And they walk around for a little bit, and they notice something up, and it says, top prize. And like, what's that? And they put their flashlight on the top prize, and it's an animatronic dog, and it has a collar, and it says, fetch on the collar. And they find a book, you could say, like telling you how to use it, and it's like a manual for fetch, and it like says it like hooks up to your phone, so like you'll like dance to like a music. If you have music on, it'll dance to it. Haiti and C don't really care about it, but Greg, he started touching all the buttons on the bottom of it, like the control board, and his friends get mad at him and is like, hey bro, let's go. So they all leave the pizzeria and they all ride home. They all live in different directions. So Greg, the wind is like really like pushing back on him. This is Greg riding his bike, and the wind is like pushing back on him. So he gets off and walks his bike to the rest of the way. And when he gets home, his neighbor's dog, when he was little, really little, it bit him in the ankle and made him get stitches. So the dog tried to attack Greg, so Greg ran into his house, and his Uncle Dare was there. That's his uncle's name. He has this thing, he calls it the magic finger of luck. The reason why he calls it that is because one time Greg was trying to win something from those rip-off games, like there's the claw and stuff. I forgot what they're called. I think claw machine, my bad. And there on the first try he had this ring on, and on the first try he wins a prize, so they call it the magic finger of luck. Just remember that. But like far into the future, or like not really far, not my bad. Like a few pages, they Greg is like saying like, he like just brings it up. He's like, I hate this dog. And he hates the dog. So he just tells his friend that, but he gets a text from Fetch. Like, he doesn't know it's Fetch. He says, hello, Greg, how are you? This is before he tells his friends, I'm sorry about that. And Greg texts back and says, who are you? And then Fetch texts another, or let me rephrase that. He gets another text that says Fetch. Like, he said his name is Fetch. So he's a little creeped out about that. Like, he tells his friends, and like he says like a little thing. He's like, I hate this dog. It like attacked me and stuff. So like, just remember that. Just remember that part, okay? So Greg has this babysitting gig where he has to watch his kid, and sometimes Dare will come over and bring stuff. And they had an inside picnic with the kid. And the kid was looking at something, so they were confused. So they looked over there, and it was a fake spider, and the fake spider was like creeping this kid out like so much, like he was scared of this thing. So Greg, he moved it back a little bit, and he's like, and the kid still wouldn't eat. So he put it in a bag, zipped it up, and then the kid still wouldn't. So he went outside, got a little hole, put it in there, and filled the hole up with dirt. So they didn't know where. So only him, Dare, and the little kid knew where it was. Just remember that. So basically, like he's telling his friend about his babysitting thing, or hold up, no, let me rephrase that. He like no. He wants to prank this bully. Yeah, he wants to prank his bully because he keeps on bullying him. So he wants to prank him by putting a spider. So he says, let me go get it. And it's the fake spider, and only he knows where it is, and Dare and the little kid. So when he gets over there, or when he goes, opens the door, there's the bag he digged on the front porch. And he was creeped out because, like, only he knew where it was. So it wouldn't make sense how he knew how anyone else knew, because only him, Dare, and the kid knew. And why would Dare get it? And why would the little kid get it if he's scared of it? And he picks it up, and there's bite marks in it. So he's like, So he doesn't really get it. Like, he tells his friend in a little bit more pages. You remember how I said he told his friend, like, he hates this dog? One time when he was going to go, I forgot where it was. I think he was going to meet up or going to school. No, I think he was going to meet up with them. He walked out, and the dog was right there, so he was scared. But when he looked at it, it wasn't moving. And when he looked at it more, its guts were ripped out, so something killed it, like, viciously. But he realized there was no blood on the concrete. It was only on the dog. So something had to kill it somewhere else. Stopped bleeding, and then brought it over to Greg's house and put it next to his bike. So honestly, he was creeped out about that. I would be creeped out too. So, like, he didn't tell his friends until a little bit, because, like, he didn't want to tell them about Fetch, like, just yet, because, like, I don't think he wanted to yet. But he like does that, and I'm not gonna go. And just to tell you, Greg is very smart. He's in a advanced science class, so he's smart in science. And they had they were learning about REGs in science class. And the teacher, they'll work on an assignment about, I don't think it was about REGs. I think it was about, maybe it was, he paired Greg and Kimberly together. And Kimberly's is like the girl, like, everyone likes, I think. Yeah. Like, everyone likes him. Or everyone likes her. It's not a guy. So, yeah, everyone likes her. And Greg got paired up with her. So they're like, so that he likes her, okay? Remember that part, okay? And like they do this little assignment together. Like they're not done, but like they work on a little bit of it. And then he tells his friends about Fetch that he texted him, and he shows them all the stuff, like all the text messages he's been sending him and stuff. And he's like tells his friend like, "Hey guys, we should go and like go to the pizzeria to see if Fetch is there, you know?" So they go back there, and they're more prepared. Like they bring knives and bats because like they were creeped out the first time. So they go in there, and they don't have to break in again because it's already broken into. Like nothing's changed. And when they go in, they go where Fetch was, and he's not there. And the friends start to question him like, "Why did you want to come in here anyways?" And it's like, that's when he says like, "Oh, I need to like find Fetch," and like he wanted to look around, I think. Yeah, he did. So they walk around, and they get into this place where it's like really weird. It's like where all that, you know when you die in FNAF 1 and like it shows you that closet and you're like stuffed into the Freddy suit? It's like that. So like it's all of that, and then they get chased. So they run out. They don't know what it is. Like they hear like clamping on the ground, and then they run out, squeeze through the door, get on their bikes. Greg flashes his light back, and it's like a stray dog. It's a stray dog, and it just like walks away. So they're all creeped out. So they just all, dip. And if you want a better version of this video, just go check out, I don't remember his name. He has an hour on this, like an hour and like 9 minutes about this story. So his probably goes into better detail than mine does. I just want to tell you like a little bit of it, just so you like know a little bit of it. And yeah, that's why I'm skipping a lot of stuff. So basically, they go home, like all of them go home, and Greg really likes Kimberly. Just remember that. But like Greg was like, he was like going to bed, but like he couldn't. So he texts his uncle, how do I make money fast? Because like he's trying to get money for the project he has to do with Kimberly. So he's saying like, "Hey, how do I make money fast?" And if you can't tell by now, Fetch takes stuff literally. So when he texted his uncle, he said, "I need the magic finger of luck." I guess he wasn't thinking. So he went to bed, and then he woke up and remembered, "Oh crap." This was like, it was like still in the night. He like woke up and like, "Oh crap." I said, "Can I have the magic finger of luck?" And he takes stuff literally. Fetch takes stuff literally. I can't say that word. I had dyslexia up in this joint. But I'm gonna try to find the page this stuff happens. So, he was like, "Oh crap, I need to find my uncle before he gets attacked." But when he opens the door, he looks down, and the finger is right there. So yeah, like he's like creeped out, and then his mom walks from down the stairs, like she's like sits like on the middle and says, like, "What are you doing up?" And he says, he picks it up really fast and puts it in his hoodie and says, I guess he just says nothing. And then his mom starts to like cry a little bit, and she says, hold up, I can find it. Actually, never mind. she says like, your uncle got attacked by a wild animal and stuff. So like she already knows. And he goes in the back. He says to his mother, where is this? He says to his mom, I need air. He ran to the front house, threw it open. This is the book. Down the front stairs. It wasn't raining, but if it had been, he wouldn't have cared. He had to get away. He couldn't face it. He couldn't accept what he'd done, because he'd done it, obviously. He had done it. Greg didn't know where he'd been planning to go when he left his house. But before he could go anywhere, he was stopped in his tracks. Was that? Yes, it was. Under the shore, closer near the back of his yard, next to the grass at the edge of the dunes, Fetch sat. His eyes glowed red in the now pre-dawn light, and his ears were tilted forward, my bad, as if in question. Greg was so angry and upset, he didn't even think about running away. Instead, he grabbed the baseball bat from his dad's pile of sports equipment and took one step towards Fetch, then another, and another. And then he was sprinting full out. Fetch stood, eyes bright. He looked at Greg. If Fetch had been a real dog, Greg would have thought this was cute. But Fetch wasn't a real dog. He was an animatronic killer made to look like a dog. Greg wasn't going to let the happy look stop him. When Greg reached Fetch, he didn't hesitate. He swung the bat at Fetch's head. The first strike split open the top of Fetch's head, revealing a metal skull, a metal skull and ripped wires. Sparks flew as Greg landed up for another swing. What did you do? Greg screamed at Fetch. Fetch's mouth hinged open in what looked like a silly grin. So yeah, he technically just beat Greg up, or he beat Fetch up because he, bit his uncle's hand off. Or, I mean, not his hand, he bit his uncle's finger off, which, is reasonable. But he also realizes it wasn't Fetch's fault. It was his fault. Like, he texted that to him, and he knew Fetch took stuff literally. So he kind of thought it was his fault, too. But now we're going back to science class. Well, not really. Greg went to bed, and he forgot about everything. He woke up, and he got a text from his friends and said, "Bro, where are you at school?" And he said, he completely forgot. And they called him, and they said, "Kimberly is looking for you." So he got excited, and he told him, I want Kimberly to like me. Like, I want her to, want me and stuff. Like, I want her. And, Greg didn't think about it at the time, but he would in a little bit. So, after that, a few days, a day passes, and, he, realized, oh, crap, Kimberly might get hurt. So, I think this is actually the same day. It's, at night. He hides in the bush. He hides in a bush next to Kimberly's house. And her mom pulls up with Kimberly in the car because they just got back from school. And she's, talking to to her mom, and then like her dad shows up and stuff, and his hat flies off, and Kimberly gets it for him. That doesn't really matter right now. And then when he's walking in, the hat flies off again and lands right in front of the bush Greg's hiding in. So when Kimberly's dad picks it up, he sees him and says, "What are you doing in there?" So he stands up and he tells Kimberly, "You're in danger," and all of that. And the dad's yelling at him, but he doesn't care. And then when he finally stops, he looks at the dad, and the dad's calling the cops. And then a cop shows up, puts him in the back of his SUV, and takes him to the police station. And his parents get there, and they go away. And Greg would check on Kimberly's house every single day just to make sure she's okay, like sneak out of the house. And this day, like before he went there, he said he was like in the shower, like to make himself feel better. And he was saying, "Hey, I might even be able to take a quick nap before I go to Kimberly's house." And when he's done, he puts on a, hold up, I can see it. He puts on a yellow shirt and looks at us. He also checks for texts. Nothing. That was good, right? Maybe he could take a nap before heading to Kimberly's to be sure she was okay. Heck, maybe he'd been wrong about the whole thing. Maybe Fetch was retrieving him a snack or information he hadn't even realized he'd requested. Maybe there really was nothing to worry about. Greg pulled on a yellow t-shirt and a pair of a gray flannel sleep pants. Then he threw open the bathroom door. Barely containing a scream, Greg stumbled away from the door and fell to the tiled floor. His mind struggling to accept what he was looking at. There was something wrapped in a sheet laying across the doorway. As he stared, I can't say that word, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say white sheets. Once white sheets was turning a deep dark red, and it glistened wet in the room's muted light. Who was under the sheet? What was under the sheet? Greg couldn't get himself to move so he could find out. Greg didn't need to look any further. He knew everything he needed to know. The phone on Greg's bathroom counter vibrated. He couldn't help himself. He picked it up and looked at it. Fetch text, "See you." So, basically, Fetch killed Kimberly. That's who was under the sheet. That's who I think's under the sheet, and that's what makes the most sense. Man, it was kind of weird how they just left it on a cliffhanger like that. Like, just "see you." I guess that's not really a cliffhanger, but kind of. So yeah, it was a good story, and like I said, his YouTube channel will be on screen. He has like an hour-long video about this. So go check him out, guys. Make sure to drop him like a sub and a like and stuff. Like, he's actually really good at book reviews. So go check him out if you're interested in this. And peace out. Okay, so it's theory time. So my theory is that Greg at some time is gonna find Fetch again and like beat him like how we did when he bit off Dare's finger. I think he's gonna beat Fetch until like he knows he's gone, like he won't wake up or like he won't ever turn on and hurt anyone else. I feel like that's what he's going to do. And the evidence is like he killed the girl he liked. So yeah, of course he would beat him because he's with rage. And my other theory is that Greg might go to jail. And I think that is because he warned her and like the cops were called on him, and like if you warn someone that they're gonna die and then they actually die, I feel like you can get arrested for that. Cause like you had to do something with it. Or like they'll like at least like arrest him, or like not arrest him, or maybe like take him into questioning to ask him what happened. That's just what I think. And if y'all don't agree, tell me what y'all think in the comments, and see ya.